Welcome to the Audacious Living Podcast, hosted by my man, Audley Stephenson, the Odd Man.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Audacious Living Podcast, where our goal is to empower you to live your best audacious life ever. It's always a pleasure to share the space with you, and I truly appreciate you for taking time out of your day to join us. Together, we'll explore the inspiring stories and actionable insights, as well as bold ideas to help you embrace audacity in every aspect of your life. Now, think of your book title and cover as the front door to a vibrant new world. Just like a beautifully crafted entrance invites guests into a home, an eye-catching book title and cover draws readers into your narrative. Many aspiring authors mistakenly believe that writing and publishing a book is as simple as throwing words on a page and hitting the publish button. However, just as a well-designed home requires careful planning and thoughtful design to create a welcoming atmosphere, a successful book demands a clear marketing strategy and deep understanding of the target audience. The title and cover must not only represent the heart of the book, but also resonate with potential readers as they serve as the first impression in an overcrowded marketplace. Books, especially in the nonfiction genre, should serve as solutions to the problems readers face. They should address needs, inspire change, and offer guidance, making it essential for authors to align their message with the expectations of their desires to their audience. In today's episode, I'm thrilled to welcome Ben Cena, co-founder of High Value Author, an organization dedicated to helping authors and experts bring their ideas to life through the power of publishing. With a wealth of experience in self-publishing industry, Ben has guided countless individuals on their own personal journey from manuscript to best-selling author. His passion lies in empowering others to share their wisdom and expertise, and his insights are invaluable to anyone looking to make an impact through writing. Ben's expertise is particularly relevant to our conversation today as we delve into the intricacies of book publishing, focusing on the importance of a strong title and cover, the necessity of understanding the market, and the critical role of positioning books as solutions for readers. It's a fabulous, insightful conversation I'm certain you'll all enjoy. So without any further ado, here's Ben. Hey, Ben, thank you for joining me here today on the Audacious Living Podcast. I appreciate you for taking the time to be here, my friend. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting me, and thank you for making the time. Pleasure.
Absolutely. I mean, this podcast allows, personally and maybe selfishly, allows me to fulfill my own mission, which is really encouraging individuals to bring audaciousness into the world. And so I should be thanking you for helping me fulfill my own personal mission. So because I do think it matters. And these conversations, like I oftentimes say, like, for example, if someone can overhear what we have to share today, or we have to talk about, and they can take that and implement that in their lives, and it puts them on a better path or a different path or transcends them in some way, I'm thrilled and overjoyed because that fulfills my mission. So thank you again. Thank you for being here to allow us to be able to have that conversation. You do a lot of work with authors and helping authors bring their ideas and their thoughts and perspectives to life through a High Value Author, which is what you co-founded. I think in this day, and so for me, when we talk about authoring books, the opportunity to share their wisdom, their experiences, their knowledge with the world is such a wonderful and beautiful thing. And so I want to thank you again for being here. And maybe as a starting point, you can talk to our audience a little bit about the work that you do and what you've done to get you to the point that you're at now.
Sure. So we are helping authors. We are helping primarily experts in their field, of people who want to be experts and really positioning themselves in almost any field that they are in, usually nonfiction, not usually, always nonfiction.
Yeah.
We don't really deal with fictional stuff. Maybe I don't prefer, but maybe I just don't know how it works that well. But we are for helping people really take their couple of things, right? Some people want to use it as a launch pad. Some
Okay.
people want to use it as an accelerator for their business. Some people just don't know, and they have a legacy requirement. Some people want to know to have a book as a part of their legacy,
Hmm.
really understanding and passing that down to their children, grandchildren, and really who really understand the value of what uh, my ancestors, what kind of opportunity it would be great to have if my ancestors passed down a book to me, but now I can do it almost effortlessly
Right.
to my children and grandchildren and way beyond that. So I think that's part of what we do as well.
What led you to do this work? Because I will say when you can. So first of all, you talk about generational, the work that you're doing, how it can impact generations, but bringing these messages to the marketplace to help these experts impact others. It's powerful work. Like you're ushering in something beautiful. What led you there? What made you think this is an important thing to do?
Well, I never liked books, to be honest with you. I never read books, never bought books, all the way probably until I started my self-publishing business in the beginning. And I learned to really sell books without names, meaning pen names, right? Books that didn't have a strong expertise behind them, but was
Hmm.
really great books, and people enjoyed them. And we made a lot of money. And we said, well, why others? There are so many books out there, 55 million plus at this point throughout the ecosystem of Amazon, being the
Sure.
biggest player in the world. Uh, and so many books are unseen. So many books are just left to die, just stay there in the dust, gathering dust, even either online or offline, doesn't matter,
Right.
right? And we said, well, people can really use that stuff, especially if they are in an expertise business where that can be that differentiator between them and anybody else in that field. And that's probably one of the biggest value propositions that you can make, having a book and having that specific message that you are sharing in a book, not just any book, but really that matches that message that can take you to that next level.
Yeah, no, and that's powerful. That next level is huge. How do how do you help these professionals? Like, what's the process look like?
Well, it's really because we want to have control of everything, because there are people who have bits and pieces, right? All kinds of people come to us. Some of them come with manuscripts. I have these ideas. I have this. Almost none of them come with a marketing plan, but that's probably a topic for another conversation. But we like to take care of everything from the very beginning of the idea, going to a manuscript, publishing the book, and even marketing that, making that book a bestseller on Amazon,
Hmm.
and everything in between. So then we can have that proven process applied rather than having a person who came up with this amazing title that will never sell
Right.
and say, "Wow, this is the best thing," and I have these notes that I have, right? And then you try to reinvent the wheel. But we are really taking a person from the idea stage to a published and best-selling author at the end of it in a 6 to 8 month time span,
Gotcha.
basically.
And imagine that's for those who aren't familiar with the industry. That's kind of where the biggest challenge is. Like, what to do? What do you do? Or how do you do it? And there's a lot to it. And so I would imagine that's what the work where you spend a lot of your time.
Yeah, it really depends on the person, but most people think it is more simple than it actually is.
Okay.
Where, well, I need to write it, I need to put it somewhere, I need to sell it, right? So when you realize what it actually takes and where does the marketing start, how important the title is, how important the cover is, how important there are so many other elements that are important to
Hmm.
make sure that the book is gonna sell
Right.
after the fact, after it's being published and all these kind of things. So really a lot of education has to happen in order to have a reasonable conversation to say that this guy,
Yep.
let's do this. Right? Because you can always accommodate. People believe it because and that's the reason why there are so many freelancers. I do this, I write descriptions, I do manuscript writing, I do like Amazon ads I run, right? And so many pieces in between, but most people don't know what they need. What are those pieces that you need? But if you don't know what you need, you usually think that you need this. So you have to have a conversation about here is what you need in order to achieve your goals versus here's what you think you need, which you don't know almost what you're talking about, basically.
I think people, there's all sorts of different reasons why people will write books, and there's not there's just one thing or one way of doing it. Um, uh, but I guess there's certainly some significance of being an author from an expert standpoint, or even from a professional branding perspective. Why is it important for people to become authors and get their books published?
Well, you made a good point. There are many reasons to become an author, but what I figured is that most people still want their book to sell rather than say, well, I don't really care. There are very few who are like that, but most people when they think about the success of a book, they want that book to sell.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we don't have a number in their head because they are not courageous enough to think about, oh, can I sell 1,000 a month? Can I sell 2,000 a month? Can I sell 100 a month? Right?
Right.
They just say, well, if if I would ask them 50 a month, would you be happy with that? Or we sell one book a day? Then they know the answer. Well, maybe not, right? But when you ask about what you want to achieve with that book, well, usually we don't have a number. But yeah, you're right. There are many reasons to have a book, and most people, not all of people should have a book,
Yeah.
but most people who really think, who have expertise or are they are in a particular industry where you need expertise, those people need a book. Those people will not, almost in any case, unless you're completely off with what you're producing in terms of a book and what you're actually doing, then you're not going to have all those benefits for years and even decades to come. But
Mm-hmm.
most people who are experts, want to be experts, or have any sort of expertise in any field that has value to people, that adds value to people's lives, they should have a book.
Got you. Got you. Totally makes sense. Earlier on, you talked about tell me the number of books are in the system now. How much? What was that number you said?
Over 55 million.
55 million books. Wow, that's a huge number. As a brand new author, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like I'm just adding to, it's like another log on the fire, so to speak, right? How
Yeah, so
do
that's a big number, but when you think about it, only about 100,000 books sell more than one copy a day.
Okay.
Right? So you take this massive number and you see, okay, what are your chances? Well, your chances, if you look at that big number, look at 100,000 books that make more than one sale a day, you can say, well, most books never sell, right?
Hmm.
Basically, you have less than, what's the number? Less than 2% chance that your book is gonna sell.
Got you.
But it really depends that it really means that most people in that bracket don't take any action. And
Got you.
even in those 100,000 books that sell more than one copy a day or one copy a day, they take some sort of action. So
Mhm.
what if you take a bit more action?
Right. 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 Makes sense. Makes sense. Okay, so then let's talk about how you stand out. How does you make your book stand out from the other 55 million?
Yeah. So everything starts really in the beginning. You have to understand what your market wants. Is there even a need for what you're selling, right? Are there readers who are reading some kind of similar books or who are looking for solutions for a similar kind of problems?
Right.
You have to start there. Because if there is no market, you're not gonna reinvent the market. You're not going to invent the market yourself. It's very difficult to do. To create a new solution for people who don't know about the problem is very difficult. So once you do that, then you have to make a match. Then you have to present a problem, then you have to present a solution to that market that has a very high chance of responding to that solution. Now, once you see that that match can actually occur, then you start. Then you say, okay, now I'm up for something. Let me get started with this process. How does that process look like? Other than that, if your goal is to succeed and sell books and sell some of your books, not just to give it away for your peers and your co-workers and your neighbors. If that's the goal, you go ahead, you can publish any book, right? You just slap some picture on the cover, write some words, do some journaling, and just publish. It's so easy, right? You go to Amazon, self-publishing service, and you do it in 2 seconds, right? But if you want your book to sell, first of all, don't think about any marketing strategy. Don't even look at how you're gonna market your book, because you're gonna be lost.
Right.
You can't. You have to have that match in the very beginning, understanding if there is a need for your solution, and books are solutions. That's why I'm not focusing ever on fictional books, because fictional books are not solutions. Fictional books are entertainment.
Sure.
And you are really competing for entertainment. Here, you're competing for solutions to those problems. Who has a better solution?
Right.
And you have a much higher chance of success. Now, if you can make that match, that's where you start.
Got you. Okay. So then, if there's someone out there that's trying to, expand on this idea, I'm sure if you ask a lot of people, I always want to write a book, and they just haven't done it. What's the starting point?
Well, the starting point is really the message, which is the title of a book. This is where you have to start. It's never with the writing, it's never with the outline. So many people just take 2 minutes in a shower to craft a book title, and then off they go. Right? I have this brilliant idea. Nobody cares about your idea, to be honest. And most people, that's when most people fail, because they failed in the beginning. So you start with that title that people are searching for. People are looking. Going back to the solution is the same. We're still talking about the same thing here, which is the title, that message that you're going to present in front of people. This is where you start. This is where the whole process begins. And from that point, then you go into crafting the outline, doing the book cover. Now, this is a very controversial thing where most people think that doing a book cover, you have to do it at the very end. Once the book is done, all these kind of things. No. The book cover is the confirmation of your book title, because the book cover is the representation of your book title. It's a visual representation.
Makes sense.
You have to have a good idea on how your cover looks like, because you are a stranger to most. You're not Elon Musk. You're not Oprah Winfrey. You're not any of those people. They don't know you. They are going to judge you based on your title and based on your book cover, especially online. You don't have a chance if you're not matching there. You're gonna get to the reviews and all these kind of things, but people don't care about your reviews until they see that you're solving their problem. That's worth attention. Once you get through that barrier, that's your starting point.
Yeah, and I think that's a good one, a good approach. And I like the way you just focused on that cover and the title, because that represents exactly as you said, especially online. Like, people are flicking through, and that's all they see quick, and they'll make a judgment based on what they see and read off that 2 seconds and on to the next one. And so I think it's really important that you have a strong foot forward. For individuals that wanted to connect with you directly or learn more about High Value Author, where can we send them?
Oh, it's very simple. Just go to highvalueauthor.com. That's it. You're gonna find a bunch of buttons there. You just click one of them. You're gonna land to one of my team, or maybe sometimes to me.
Good. Well, this is awesome. What we'll make sure and do is that the appropriate contact details are in the show notes below. And again, the opportunity to share your message. I'm really big on sharing in general. I think there's so much power in the concept of sharing. You can help others, you can inspire them, you can motivate them to do all sorts of great things in their lives. And so your High Value Author definitely is a vehicle to assist with that, which I think is wonderful. So congratulations and all the great work, Ben. And thank you for being a guest on the Audacious Living Podcast.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the work that you're doing. You're doing some great work here.
Thank you. Thank you, and all the best. Back we are here on the podcast, and one of the main points I take my conversation with Ben was the importance of starting with a solid book title. He emphasized that before the first words are written, an author must deeply understand their target audience and craft a title that speaks directly to their needs. This concept resonated with me. It's a reminder that the initial stages of the project are just as crucial as the execution. And I particularly loved how Ben articulated the misconception that writing a book is a simple endeavor, because it's absolutely not. His insights illuminated the reality that thoughtful planning and strategic marketing are indispensable components of the successful book launch. If you'd like to learn more from Ben or explore his services offered through High Value Author, be sure to check out the contact details in the show notes below. You can connect with him directly, and I highly encourage you to do so, especially if you're considering writing your own book or need guidance on your publishing journey. Ben also mentioned that he's got some exciting offers for our listeners, including exclusive access to resources and coaching opportunities that can help aspiring authors navigate the complex world of publishing. So don't miss out on these valuable tools. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Audacious Living Podcast. If you found value, enjoyed today's conversation, please take a moment to like, follow, subscribe, and share if you haven't already done so with family and friends. Your support helps us to continue to grow and reach even more individuals seeking to live their best audacious lives. Until next time, stay safe.
You've been listening to the Audacious Living Podcast, hosted by Audley Stephenson. If you enjoyed what you heard, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, be audacious.